Hi guys, today I'm going to be showing you how to make an Asian beef rice bowl. This recipe reminds me of Easy Preps. This was one of our top sellers and it's such a good meal. So we're going to be using ground beef, white rice, purple cabbage, green onions, fresh carrots. Our seasonings are going to be garlic powder, salt, black pepper, and we are also going to be using light soy sauce and sriracha. I've already gone ahead and preheat my pan on medium heat. So we're gonna go ahead and cook the ground beef first. We're gonna be giving our pan a light spray. It's already hot as you can see. So now go ahead and put, I love that noise, put your ground beef in. Go ahead and flatten it out. That way the bottom cooks evenly. Then go ahead and add all your dry seasonings. You can definitely use any other type of protein for this. I just find it that ground beef and these ingredients make such a good combination. We're gonna let that cook and then we're gonna assemble our meal. This is one of the reasons I love doing this meal is because there's very too little prep needed. We're not cooking any of our vegetables. The only thing that you're cooking really is your rice and your ground beef. Now that our ground beef is almost fully cooked, we're gonna go ahead and add our soy sauce and our sriracha. Now this combination is what gives it that really delicious taste. Not too spicy, but just with a perfect little kick. And I like doing this once the meat is cooked. This way it retains all the juices. Now, how do you know if your ground beef is fully cooked? Well, if you eyeball it, you're gonna notice that it starts changing color, right? It turns this dark brown, but that doesn't necessarily tell you if it's cooked or not. Having a food thermometer in hand is by far the number one way that you're going to be able to know whether your meat is fully cooked or not. The last thing you want is to consume meat that is raw. Now, you would turn off the heat and place the thermometer in the middle of your meat. Now, this can get a little bit hard if you're cooking very little meat. What you can also do is pour it over onto a bowl and then check the temperature for any ground meat is going to be 155 degrees. This is also going to make it easy for you to tell if your ground beef or your ground meats is overcooked. If you check the temperature and it says something like 200 or 225, now you definitely know that you've overcooked your meat. And with time, it'll be easier for you to gauge how much time you need to cook your meat and make sure that it's fully cooked. Now the fun part begins. It's time to plate our meal. All right, now it's time to plate our meal. We are gonna start off with our base, our white rice. Man, this smells delicious, guys. Next, we're gonna add in our ground beef. Now it's time for our toppings. We're gonna be using purple cabbage. A little trick that I've learned for the cabbage for it not to stain your other vegetables is go ahead and run it under water or let it soak for a couple minutes. And then you'll see a very pretty purple colored water. But this is gonna eliminate your cabbage staining your other food. If you don't care about it, you don't have to do this step, but that's something that I've learned in the last couple years. Next, we're gonna top it off with our carrots. I went ahead and I diced these very finely because I didn't have a grater, but you could definitely grate these as well. Next, we're gonna be using our green onions. Don't skip out on the onions. They give it such a fresh taste and such a pretty look. I mean, look how beautiful this meal looks. And lastly, I'm gonna add sriracha. And there we go. It's ready to eat.